Good morning. This is Diary of a Coach, episode 275. Episode 275. Diary of a Coach coming to you live from the Federal Capital City, Abuja, in Nigeria, which is in West Africa. How are you? How have you been? Today is January 8th, the 8th day of the year 2020. How has it been so far? 1 week cancelled from 52 weeks of the leap year. How has it been for you? For me, it's been a week of surplus. Yes, this is our week of surplus, and I have been abounding in surplus of joy, surplus of happiness, surplus of dreams, surplus of everything good, surplus of calls and business opportunities, surplus of payments, surplus of everything good, and I'm still receiving. This is the week of surplus. Don't forget, our business of the week is the daily reading with Peace, Baba Ali Malgui. Don't forget to follow her timeline. Today was the 8th of her daily reading, and she was talking about goals. She's reading from the book of Brian Tracy. I joined in briefly, and it was a beautiful thing. There was one particular point she made. She said, zero-based value or something like that. It was a powerful point. It says that when you think back, sometimes you ask yourself, how did I get into this relationship or this engagement or this level with this person? So somehow you tend to have some regrets with some relationships. It says that you ask yourself, how fast, so when do I want to get out of this relationship and how fast? Kai, that question was very powerful. This relationship that I wish I did not get into, when do I want to get out and how fast? That was one line I caught in her episode. And she says, then I took it forward in my head. I was thinking, then you ask yourself, what should I do differently? So that in future, you don't go back into the same cycle and rut. So pay attention to that. Peace says, it's been a week of surplus. 3 people gave me tangible gifts yesterday. Fantastic. Congratulations. This is the week of surplus. Okay, so Peace says is zero-based thinking. Zero-based thinking. How do I get out of dysfunctional relationships and how fast can I do so? Today's episode of Diary of a Coach is titled Dear Protégé. Dear Protégé. 2 weeks ago, a friend called me and said, Coach, I have a problem. I said, what is the problem? She said, there's this chap. We attend the same church. And one day he walks up to me some years ago. And he says, Ma, I want to speak to your husband. I need a job. I need you to help me. I don't have a job. And she was like, oh, well, why not speak with him? I'm sure he's going to do something for you. And the fellow speaks with the husband. And the husband picks him as a boy and decides to put him on a job. And over time, the boy has become familiarized with the family. He's familiarized with the home. So he's become part of the family. And suddenly, he's acting up. He's throwing tantrums. He's being rude. He's being unruly. He's being difficult. Sometimes even almost harassing the wife of the family. And I asked her a simple question. Do you remind him where he's coming from? Because I found that many times when you forget where you're coming from, you tend to you tend to arrogate more importance on yourself than you should. When you forget where you're coming from. No wonder the Yorubas will say, remember the home you are coming from and remember the name of your family. I think it has a way of grounding you, putting you on level ground where If you remember how far you have come, you will remember to put yourself in check. It's a very important philosophy to understand. Yesterday, I was speaking with a client, and she was telling me, she came to my office, and she was giving me a testimony between when we met and yesterday, because she had gone through some rigorous therapies, and I had recommended some reading, and she had read a particular book which she had acquired from us. So yesterday, she was sharing her growth, and she said, "Coach, when I remember where I'm coming from, I get emotional." She spent over 2 minutes sobbing. She couldn't continue because in her mind, if I remember where I was, and if I see where I am now, it makes me just know that I'm grateful. It makes me feel that I am blessed. It makes me know that I am favored. It makes me see that I have been singled out and God has been faithful to me. It makes me realize that I am grateful and thankful. It makes me know I owe life and people and God the character of modesty, the character of appreciation, the character of humility, and several other things. I want to charge all of us today, because all of us are a protégé one way or the other anyway. If you remind yourself where you're coming from, you're not likely to be puffed up in pride. If you remember where you're coming from, and you remember those that have helped you, and you remember the things that could have gone wrong if you were not helped and intercepted in your evolution and journey, if you can only remember these things, you will develop the attitude of gratitude, you will develop the attitude of respect, you will develop the attitude of helping someone, you will develop the attitude of so many good things. Yesterday on Twitter, one young chap, was sharing a tweet about being robbed. He was robbed of his camera, his professional camera. He's a very young photographer. He's about 24 years old. So he was lamenting on Twitter. And then I sent him a DM and I said, "Oh, tell me about this thing. What went wrong?" And all that. And he shared. And I said, "Okay, so how do we get your camera back?" And he says, "Well, a used camera is about 130,000 naira. And I said, "How about a brand new camera?" He says a brand new camera will cost about 250,000 naira. And I said, "I think you should get a brand new camera. Unless if you are saying that a used camera is better than a brand new camera." He said, "Of course, a brand new camera would always be better." And I said, "So let's go for that." I said, "So how much do you have?" He says, "Well, he lost the camera on the 25th, on Christmas Day. And between Christmas Day and now, he has saved 70,000 naira. And he says he has spoken with his mom, and his mom has promised to help him with 75,000 naira. He was budgeting to buy the used camera. So by that calculation, he already had the money for the used camera." And I said, "No, you know what? Let me raise some money for you, and then let's get you the brand new camera." And he asked me a question. He said, "Sir, what have I done to deserve this?" And my answer to him was, I am a man that God has helped. In this my journey, I have enjoyed help that I don't deserve. I have enjoyed financial help. I've enjoyed help with my staff. I've enjoyed help with people. I've enjoyed help with friends. I've enjoyed help for my children. I've enjoyed help for my parents and siblings. Help has been overflowing towards me in my life. So I do not find it difficult to identify even someone I don't know from anywhere, to be able to be a help to them, because I have enjoyed overflowing help. When I remember where I'm coming from, yeah, some people think I came, my family is silver spoon, hey, rich father. My best friend says I'm the son of his rich dad. I laugh. I don't know why they say so. I think it's all packaging. But the thing is, I come from a place where I have seen raw help. And I think that it has helped me to think about my perspective of life, my perspective to life. And I am a strong believer in remembering where I'm coming from. So I want to encourage you that you should always remember where you're coming from. Always remember the people that have helped you. Always remember the people that have been kind to you. Always remember the people that were available for you. In fact, always remember the people that wished they were there for you, but they did not have the means to be there for you. Always remember the people that have defended you in your absence. Last week, a friend told me, she's based in the US. She said she was told about me from different people, and the way they were defending me is as though, what is it about this guy that you guys are defending so strongly? She didn't tell me the names of the people that told her about me, but I felt loved, I felt protected, I felt secure. Always remember the people that defend you, that stand for you, that give you, that share with you, that promote you, that love you, that choose you. If you remember these things, you will not overstep your boundaries. You will not puff up in pride. You will not be naughty. You will not be haughty. You will not be ungrateful. And remember, it is said that the grateful heart is an open heart that receives more. That is why I have never been stranded. I am fortunate to be grateful for everything I've enjoyed in life. And doors have always been opened up to me. And I want to let you know that it is a secret that works. Gratitude is a leveler. Gratitude is a leveler. Gratitude is a leveler. Don't forget. Omelogo says, how does this apply only to those who are coming from somewhere there where they worked their way up? What about those who have had that golden spoon? Those ones, it means no hope. No. Remember I said, remember those who have helped you, those who have supported you, those who have defended you. So it has nothing to do with material availability or material resources. It's not every one of us that have come from a humble background. Many people have come from a wealthy background, but they have also been helped. They have been protected, they have been praised, they have been encouraged, they have been motivated, they have been supported, they have been defended, they have been boosted, they have been helped, simply put. So it's not about the material evolution. No, it's also about the behavioral, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, the support, the social, that support system, that support structure. So many angles are applicable to this. Olayiwola Adetutu says, gratitude to those that were there for me when I was struggling with divorce and cancer. Ya Allah, I'm grateful to those that you sent to be a helper to me. May God continue to honor you. Olayiwola Adetutu. Amen. Fantastic. Miracle says, a grateful heart is an open heart that receives more. Yes. Esohe, my friend, says, Happy New Year, dear. The consistency of this program has inspired me. Thank you so much. Though says, Coach, sometimes you humble yourself so that you won't be bigger than those who are not as blessed as you are. Then they begin to lord it over you. So in remembering where we are coming from, sometimes we need to remember that we don't give everyone a chance to demean us. I remember where I come from. This is a very beautiful feedback. Let me give you my feedback to that. That I remember where I'm coming from and I choose to be humble does not mean that I choose to be inferior. Humility is different from timidity, is different from inferiority complex, is different from a complex problem. No. Humility is the fact that, a typical example, I believe I'm humble, but I am actually cocky. I can be very dismissive. I can be very on my own. I can choose to not relate. That doesn't remove the fact that I'm accessible, I'm approachable. So, humility is not equal to being timid, being inferior, being a footmat. No. So when someone tries to rubbish you, you won't say, I'm trying to be humble, let me not resist or let me not oppose. No. That one, you're already showing a dysfunction. So remember where you're coming from. Choose to be humble, but of course, don't become a footmat because you're trying to be humble. There are two different things altogether. So thank you for that feedback. Peace says, congratulations for life. Thank you. Hebziba Irabo says, everyone will always need help one way or the other, no matter your background. Perfect feedback. Very, very true. So today on Diary of a Coach 2, episode 275, the goal is remember where you're coming from. Remember where you're coming from. And it's a very instructive piece that helps us stay leveled. Remember, gratitude is a leveler. Gratitude helps you to see that I am not necessarily better than any other person. I'm not necessarily more important than any other person. I'm not necessarily the best in the pack. Most times I'm more privileged in a particular context. Sometimes it's grace. Sometimes it's an opportunity. Sometimes it's reward for the work you have done. Sometimes it's just favor. Sometimes it's luck. It could be anything at any time. And whatever you're enjoying, someone else is enjoying in another way. Whatever you're enjoying, someone else is enjoying in another way. God has designed life so that there is balance. You may be weak in something or at something. Someone is strong in that same thing. You may be strong at something. Someone else is weak at that same thing. There is some form of balance. So we all are strong and weak in different thresholds. And God has designed that for balance in life. So I'm able to complement where you're weak. You're able to complement where I'm weak. That is how life coexists. And that is why in neuroscience we say we are all interconnected in the way life is designed. Because none of us can exist unilaterally alone. No one of us can exist alone. Somehow, you rub off on me, I rub off on you. Thank you for watching Diary of a Coach. Remember, this is the week of surplus. Surplus. Think surplus, feel surplus, profess surplus, know surplus, be aware of surplus, be surplus, give surplus, receive surplus, be in the environment of surplus, imagine surplus, and abound in surplus. This is the week of surplus. Have a beautiful midweek, and God bless you so much. If you are in Abuja or you're around Abuja and you have not registered for Charge Up is our adult program for goals and mental emotional tuning for 2020. It's holding on the 25th of January. It's only 7,500. I gave a 5,500 promo yesterday that expired this morning. So from this moment, it goes back to the fee, 7,500 naira only, and you can sign up immediately. So you're going to get the details once you say, I'm interested in joining Charge Up. Thank you for joining Diary of a Coach. Alex, Mimi, I see you. Thank you so much for the love. God bless you. This is the week of surplus. Go and be surplus. Bye.